Today, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to get into Harvard. How's it going? My name is Ashton, and let me just say that I'm a little skeptical about the whole Harvard admissions thing. I mean, over the past few days, I've seen a bunch of high schoolers freaking out about Harvard admissions coming out this week. And again, you know, big college YouTuber here. I am well past the college admissions crack, but for some reason, I just can't stop thinking about it. I mean, this whole week, my phone has been blowing up with news about all these Harvard admissions scandals, and after seeing all these ambitious little high schoolers preparing for the decision of their lives, it started to take me back to a time long ago. When I was in high school, I was obsessed with getting into the best colleges out there and would do everything I could to be on the same level as these amazing Harvard students. And I mean literally everything. I mean, I got straight A's, was involved in every club out there, and did everything I could to be the perfect candidate for these Ivy League schools. And at first, all this hard work really started to pay off. As college decisions started to roll around, I started getting into every single school that I applied to. And even though I had gotten into all these amazing schools, there was still one beast of a school out there that I had yet to conquer. Harvard University, baby. When I first came to visit Harvard, I started to notice very quickly that this place was completely different than I thought it would be. And even though being on campus was a dream come true, I became absolutely terrified because I saw that getting in here would be a lot harder than I thought it would be. I started to think that all the hard work I had done may not even matter when it comes to getting in here. And after hearing that admissions are top secret, but also super biased, and that getting in is a lottery, but also all about who you know, I had no idea how to feel about Harvard anymore. And I started to question if I even stood a chance of getting in. And that's why I'm here today. I know that getting into college can be a super stressful process, and at times it really does feel like a lottery on who they actually let in. But lucky enough for you, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve to help you guys get a guaranteed spot here. So today we're taking a little road trip. So today we're going to the most iconic college in America to see just how good Harvard really is. And even though it seems like you have to be super smart to get in here, there's a ton of different people out there that got in a completely different way than you think. From valedictorians to world-class students to even a couple future billionaires out there. No stones being left unturned today, baby. I'm actually like really excited for this shit today, bro. Like, we're literally interviewing the best of the best out there. So I mean, you can't get much better than this. But at the same time, these insanely smart kids may not appreciate a goofy ass kid like me running up to them and being like, "Excuse me, sir, how'd you get in here?" So I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting. All right, you ready? That's the spirit. All right. Let's do this. Excuse me? Do you guys mind if I ask you a couple questions for a YouTube video?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, awesome. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
All right, the confidence. I love it. You nervous?
A little now. With that tone, yeah. That was really awesome.
It's okay. We got this. I have a little trick and it works every time, I promise. We're gonna take a deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. You feel any better?
Feel a lot better.
See, I told you it'd work. So first question, what is your name? Where are you from? And how many years have you been at Harvard?
My name is Chris Doyle.
Griffin Wong.
Jianquang Shen.
Kayla Matthew.
Hassan Luki.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Houston, Texas. Seattle, Washington.
Los Angeles, California. Phoenix, Arizona.
Athens, Georgia. Go Dogs.
I'm from the Philippines, actually.
I'm Korean. I grew up in Thailand.
I'm from Brazil.
Singapore.
England.
Toronto, Canada, and I'm a first year.
First year.
First year.
First year. I'm a gap year first year.
Third year.
Third year at Harvard, but I started online, so second year on campus.
2 years.
2 years now.
Couple months.
7 months.
7 months. All right, we got some newbies here. Welcome. And what was your number one reason for coming to Harvard?
It's Harvard. Honestly, it was the best school I got into.
It was the best school that I got into. And it was the best school, so why not try to get in? And I guess I'm one of the lucky few.
They accepted me.
You know, when you like ask like a little kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like some might say like I want to be an astronaut, some might say like a NASCAR driver, and mine was like always Harvard.
When I'm older, I want to be able to tell people I went to Harvard.
It was just like everything I expected it to be at the end of the day.
I think the name kind of speaks for itself. It affords you a lot of opportunities beyond the yard, so.
The resources and network that Harvard provides for life.
I wanted to be political science focused, and Harvard seemed like the best place to do that.
It was one of the best departments in the country.
Is the place to be if you do like social sciences, social studies.
I really loved the location, actually.
Obviously, it's a good school, but I also wanted to be in a city.
I also wanted to be in a city, and Boston's a great place.
We have this nice, like, semi-suburban-ish area in Harvard Square. Cafes, restaurants, and then you have the big city of Boston.
Lots of students, lots of things going on. So it was a great mix of all those things above.
Who wouldn't want to turn down Harvard, you know?
So obviously, there's a ton of different reasons out there to come to Harvard. And whether you're a first gen, a legacy, or even just a fan of the tradition, there's a million different reasons to come here. But at the end of the day, the schoolwork here is still pretty damn rigorous. So it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's happy with their decision. So I decided to dig a little deeper to see if this place really lives up to the hype. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with that decision?
I'd say a solid 7.
7.5.
Solid 8. Leaving 2 for growth.
I can't really say 10 because I don't really have something to compare it to. But I'm pretty happy. I have a good friend group, a lot of things I've learned while I've been here, so I can't complain.
You put a lot of type A people in the same school. They kind of battle each other to get to the top. There's a lot of competition here, but it's still pretty great once you find your people.
I guess I'm fluctuating between 8 and a 10 depending on the day.
I'm gonna go with a 9.
Currently a 9.
Probably like a 9 or a 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I am very happy. I'm like a 10.
10. Dude, it's the best place on earth. Honest to God. Like, I'm not just saying that to juice the place. I actually love it.
I'm kind of biased. I haven't been anywhere else for college, so I don't have anything to compare it to, but yeah, definitely don't regret it.
I'm very happy. I mean, I don't like to regret any decisions that I make in my life, but this was a good one.
It could get tough sometimes, but definitely it's worth it to come all the way from the other side of the world to North America for this.
I'm so grateful to be here. I'm just so appreciative of like the people I met, and I wouldn't want to change that.
It truly is a place that like just naturally matriculates like a lot of really, really beautiful people. Capable is a part of it, but like super benevolent and well-intentioned people.
Every day I walk across the yard and I just remind myself like, oh my god, I'm at Harvard, one of the best universities in the world. And people are amazing and the academics are amazing. Everything's amazing here.
Aw. That was such a wholesome answer. I love that. Damn. I mean, from the looks of it, Harvard really does turn out to be everything you want and more. And even though this place may truly live up to its name, there's still the question of whether or not you actually get in here in the first place. But even after hearing a ton of different rumors about how hard it is to get in here, you'd be pretty surprised with some of the responses we got. So obviously, you got into Harvard, which means you had some pretty good high school scores. So what was your GPA, your test scores, and were you in any extracurriculars?
Oh my god, it's been a while. So
I mean, as a disclaimer, you do not need perfect scores to go to Harvard. I think that the scores matter insofar as they're a proxy for can this person handle the work.
Like Harvard does this thing called holistic review. So they're trying to encapsulate like the whole entire person.
Just who you are as a person, essays matter a lot more, but I guess the people do like to know. So
my GPA, if I remember correctly, was a 3.9.
3.92.
I had a 4.0 GPA.
4.0, 4.0.
Just a 4.
4 out of 4.
My GPA is not like in the American format.
From England, we don't really have GPA.
I'm Canadian, so I don't technically use GPA, but I had an average of 97.
9.8 something out of 10.
Top A-level results in my school.
Straight A's for the GCA levels, which is one of the systems used by Singapore.
Wow. Okay.
I took the ACT and I think it was a 34.
35.
36.
36 on the ACT.
I got in test optional, so I never did SATs or ACTs.
Didn't take the SAT.
I didn't take any SAT or ACT just because I got in during COVID.
I actually didn't submit my test scores, so it's possible. If you don't have good test scores, it's still possible.
My SAT score is so obnoxious, but I had a 1600.
The 1600 SAT.
1510.
1580 and
1560.
Dang. Okay. Smarty pants over here.
Clubs-wise, I did a lot of like working with Holocaust survivors.
I did some volunteer work for the local Red Cross chapter in Bangkok.
Kind of tried to start a few startups on my own.
I started a couple of organizations like outside of school, and then I was a part of like a couple of like different organizations on campus.
Wow, entrepreneur over here. I like it.
And I was like really passionate about like social activism and stuff along those lines, and did a lot of like advocacy for a more like racially equitable and inclusive world. And I still do that here at Harvard.
I did a lot of like French extracurricular stuff. I studied abroad in high school.
You speak French?
I do. Bonjour, comment ça va?
Wow, I don't know what that means, but I like it.
I did like German related activities, so I organized like intercultural activities, had exchanges. I played in the string ensemble, speak a few different languages. I did some community service projects, one of which involved teaching science experiments to like underprivileged children in Singapore.
Wow, look at you, very involved. That's awesome, man. I love to hear it. And getting a little juicier here, what do you think is the #1 thing that got you into Harvard?
I would say my background. I'd say like my essays.
The essays.
Apparently, like my essay sort of like brought a lot of joy to the admissions.
My dancing.
My immigration story. Honestly, luck.
I think it was obvious that I was doing things because I actually cared about it and not because I wanted to get into college, and I think that carries through.
The main reason I would say is right here. I was a recruited athlete.
I'm gonna be honest, I do think it was the athletics.
My personality. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm like always trying to create a way more inclusive environment.
I'm sort of a team player who wants to learn by doing things and getting things wrong, and sort of learn by speaking with others, learning from others, and bettering myself because of that.
So I was actually born in the Philippines with a rare bleeding disorder, and because of inability of my government to provide healthcare for me, I couldn't walk or run for the first 12 years of my life before I moved here. So I guess kind of that challenge kind of changed the perspective and the mindset that I approach life.
Wow, that is by far the best reason we've gotten like out of everyone. Like
really?
that's amazing,
yeah,
man.
thank you.
So as you can probably tell by now, there's really no financial class or academic status that defines Harvard. And no matter how amazing you may look on paper, the most important part of picking the right college is finding a place where you can truly be happy. And lucky enough for you, we got a ton of different answers to see if Harvard would be the perfect school for you. And I have one final question. So now that you've been at Harvard, the amount of time that you have, if you were to go back to high school, do it all over again, do you still think that you would have chosen Harvard?
Yeah, I do think I would have.
Yeah, I think so.
I think 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Of course, dude. 1,000 times over, I would still be here. If I had any other opportunity on the planet, I would still choose Harvard.
Because it's Harvard, I feel like it's hard to say no.
I mean, it's Harvard, guys. Like, there's so many people out there that wish they could be in my position, so I wouldn't choose anything else other than Harvard.
I mean, Harvard chose me before I chose Harvard, so.
I mean, things happen for a reason, right? So
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
here meant to be doing the things I'm doing.
I am someone who does a lot of things just with my gut feeling, and that's what I felt that it was the right decision coming here, and I'd probably do it all over again.
I feel like all the problems here I face like have helped me mature and like have helped me grow, right? Also like many good moments and many good like memories that I like cherish really deeply that like I would not make a different decision.
I've met my best friends in the world here, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's more important than anything I've learned in class.
There's so many different people of diverse backgrounds from all over, and you really do learn as much from them as you do from all the classes you take here.
I just have met a lot of really cool people, and it's been a really fun experience, honestly.
I worked quite hard in high school. I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things that made me passionate. And like coming here, you just kind of become more passionate and fall more in love with the things you already were in love with. Knowing what I have here, if I was to do high school again, I'd still pick Harvard every time.
Wow. That was very well said. Harvard needs to hire this man right here. That was awesome.
I'll take the job.
So if you've seen any of my other interview videos before, then you know that this is a point that I can't stress enough. And even though all these kids come from a million different walks of life, the overall message just keeps getting stronger. Not a single person said that they would change where they are today. And even if it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows at first, these amazing students ended up exactly where they were meant to be. And this is the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys. Life is always gonna throw challenges at you. And at times, it may seem impossible to keep going. But at the end of the day, going to Harvard University isn't gonna be easy. So as long as you push through and keep your end goal in mind, getting into your dream school is gonna be a lot less scary than you think. Just trust me, everything's gonna work out perfectly for you. I know it. So with that being said, if you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do respond to every single comment, so if you have any other questions or video ideas, make sure to leave them down below. I do have a playlist of everything you need to know about college, so if you want to go check it out, it'll be right here. And if you want to join the family of over 4.6 thousand subscribers now, you can click right here. And yeah, that's it for me this week, guys, and I will see you guys next week. And anything else you want to shout out before we go here?
Like and subscribe to their YouTube. I don't know.
Hey, let's go.